Hi, how's it going? Okay, we're moving on to the next part of this. Now, I'm going to isolate off these parts, so what I'm going to do is go straight into layers, and I'm going to create a new layer just to put these into. Click here, now I can rename it, and I'm going to rename it mechanical arm. I seem to be called it mechanical R. There we are. And this layer doesn't actually have anything in it, so I'll delete it. I can never remember where the delete key is for these things. There it is. Okay, now if I hide everything else, I've just got this visible here, which makes things a little bit easier for what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to take this part here and kill off this polygon yet again. Now, what I'm going to want to do is add some detail to this. Before I do though, I'm going to add one iteration of NURM subdivision. So if I just click here, okay, you can see what's happened. I've got isoline display on at the moment, but you can see what a difference that's made. Really smoothing down this piece, gives it a really nice look, especially on those little teeth just there. You can see the original shape, which is what these lines are kind of showing us here, like that. If I turn off show cage and just leave isoline, there we go. Okay, you can see what difference that makes there. Now I'm going to convert to editable polygon. As you see, we've got quite a lot of polys going on here, but we're not worried about how many polygons we've got. We're going to have quite a few by the time we're done. Okay, now we've got some room for some minor detail work, and we've also got some room for some rivet work. We're going to do both, and we're going to make it kind of uneven as we can, really. So, I'm going to grab these pieces here, for example, and do some minor bevels. Really minor stuff, just literally indenting in. Coming up with cool shapes. What we can do soon is we can use edge checks on this, and that's a plugin that I used first time in the Crux. Don't know if you guys saw the Crux or not. Anyway, what that'll do is that'll kind of manage our edges for us. And just basically temper any really sharp edges like these ones here. Okay, press F4, just have a look at it, just so we can see where the panelling's going in. Yep, that's cool. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, just kind of look at this shape. Got the wrong bit selected, hang on. There we are. And basically going to select each of these, because what we're doing is we're going for this kind of industrial modular kind of look. The idea when I put forward the design remit to Mike for this was, I said I wanted something basically modular, something, you know, the style of which, imagine if Sony had got into munitions and alien kidnap and stuff, this is what they'd build. And I don't think he was too far off the mark with this, actually. I mean, obviously I'm going to do my own kind of spin on this, however. There we are. Nice. See, the nice sharp edges make a contrast to these curved edges quite nicely. And hopefully you can kind of see how this will move around in its socket. You'll notice it's not actually intersecting, which is cool. Right, materials. I'm going to assign a plain grey. which is what I usually do, just to get me started. I'll build some metals just so I can kind of test out metal and reflection and shape and stuff, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Okay, that's fine. Right, what I'm going to do now is call in a max script. Now the max script I need, if I just nip on the 3D Palace and just look for the placement tool. Okay, we've got many examples of the placement tool on 3D Palace. Let's have a look. There's an upgrade to it by Hovercrafter. Where to find it? Let's just see. Normally if you just follow someone else's thread, we'll use the upgrade to the placement tool. There we go. Here it is as a text file, so I'll just click that, open it with EditPad. Here it is. So if I do a Control A, Control C, and just drop over here, Max Script, New Script, Control V, File, Save As, and we can save our script into our Pariah folder. New folder, Script, and this is our placement tool. Thanks, Hovercrafter. Just make sure we thank Hovercrafter because he did a modified job on it. So now if we go into Run Script, and we're going to go to our Pariah script. There it is here. Okay, and we can now use this to place our objects once we've made them, which we haven't yet. So, just a simple one. I'm going to make a box, bring it up next to this, and on top of this I'm going to build my pieces. Now I just want it to intersect so that I can get the scale more or less right. There we are, because they're not big pieces that I'm going to be making. Okay, and I'm going to use rivet heads, so that's a sphere and a cylinder. Auto grid, knock one out just about there. Zoom in on it. Now we don't want a trillion, billion, grillion polygons, so minimise my paint hair floater. Bring this down to 16. Could possibly even bring it back down to 12. Yeah, 12's fine. Okay, convert to in a minute. I just want to hemisphere it. If I hemisphere it to 0.6, you'll see I've got this nice healthy gap underneath, which I kind of want. Convert to edible poly, because then I can get a rivet head out of it. Use the select tool for this bit. Cap that off. I tend to do it this way, just cap it. That way I've got less of those internal polygons there to worry about. Okay, I'm going to extrude it just to the point where it goes through, like that. By doing it this way, you see my pivot points in the right place as well, which is important. Okay, now I'm going to delete that. Select this edge. Control Select By, and that will select that rim. Then we're going to extrude it by local normal. Click OK. Grab this, just move it up a little bit. Before I do, I'll detach it. So I'm going to detach an element. There we go. Now if I grab here and here, go to my scale tool, just scale them in a little bit like that, and then bridge. There you go. We now have a slightly non-flush, slightly proud rivet head, like so, and get rid of that. What I'm going to do with this rivet head here is I'm going to move it into my tools box. So if I go to my layer manager, new, rename, I'm going to make this my tools folder. Okay, so now I can hide it when I'm not using it, and unhide it when I need it. Now then, what we can do with this is open up my script here, and I'm going to select this as a source, and then I'm going to pick my distribution object and just pick this. And if I use my placement tool now, I can place it anywhere I choose, like that. I can also adjust the scale thanks to Hovercrafter's excellent script. So if I think they're too big, I can just make them 50% of themselves. There we go. Not sure if the user scaling works in this. Find out. Turn that off a minute. Yeah, I don't think the user scale is working. So what I'm going to do instead is just go over here, just apply an X form to it, and then just scale it down. Like so. Then convert to editable poly, and get rid of this big one. There we go. Now if I go over here, just check that I haven't got too many pieces knocking around. Never really liked the new Scene Explorer that much, but never mind. Okay, find a good place, which is here. Now then, where am I placing these? I should be placing them here. My places are not placing. Ah, I see. It's because I'm placing an invisible object. There they are. Right, go back to this. Oh, hang on, I haven't reset the X form on these yet. Go on X form, and then collapse it. And I'm just going to make sure that this is in the right part. Yeah, it is. Okay, select this one again. You know, I'm starting to give in on this. It's supposed to be smaller. Hang on. Right, sorted it. I forgot to click the reset X form and then reset on that. Now then, placing. Got my place clicked, and I'm just going to go and just place a few of these, just carefully, and just here. Generally giving it a feeling of depth when we do this. Okay, has it placed nicely. and I'm putting them here and here. And this is kind of setting the style for the whole model we're going to make. Okay. Yep, that looks fine. Turn placement off. And just close this window for the minute. Just go to my layers and I'm going to hide my tools again. Means now if I select here and then press the attach tool and display geometry. Now then, I don't want to put the ball socket on. Oh, hang on a second. I've just hidden that layer again, haven't I? And all these spheres should be in that one. Never mind, I'll just attach them in anyway. Just unhide tools. I'm going to attach, and I'm going to attach everything except sphere 2. Because sphere 2 is our tool. Hide that off again. Press F4. Okay, and that gives us this shape here. Now I'll cap that like so. Just do a quick fast render on it to see how it looks. It looks fine. I mean, considering this piece isn't going to be seen that much, it's important to make sure that all our pieces are going to kind of maintain the style we want. That's fine. Okay, so in the next part we're going to continue down the arm and build the actual I don't know what this part would be called. I suppose it's part of the arm chassis really. So until then, thanks for watching, see you in the next bit.